now about to witness.
What it do, what it do, what it do, everybody. Welcome to Off the Bench. I am Mark Wiggins, and I am excited about what's going to pop off tonight. Tonight, we're going to have on some speakers that are going to be coming to my conference, Xtreme Business Conference, and 622, June 22nd, 2024, is going to be in Tyson's Corner. And I thought, what better way to kick off this whole promotional thing than for you to hear from some of the speakers that are going to be at this event. We got people from down in the Carolinas, we got people come from Nashville, Baltimore, Virginia, and wherever else I can dig them up from to come to this conference. And the excitement is already out here. I'm just really, really excited about how this is going to shape up. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to get in front of some people to help you get motivated to get you to where you want to go. The whole objective of Off the Bench is to do what, fam? To move you from the bench to the starting lineup of life, whatever your lineup of life may be. If you're new business, you're trying to keep motivated, it'll be mid-year, so we're going to try to get ready to set up for the end of the year. I got business strategists, I got branding strategists, I've got corporate development people, I've got motivational type people coming all together to talk to you about your business and what you want to go do. It's going to be a great day. Actually going to have a VIP the night before. I won't tell you what's going to be on there because I'm still putting it together, but trust and believe, if I'm involved, it's going to be off the chain because we believe in trying to get people to where they want to go. And tonight is just the night we're going to meet the folks that we're going to do that. Before we get started, I want to just let you know again, if you've not subscribed to the magazine, please go to offthebenchmagazine.com and subscribe to the magazine. It comes out every other month. So next issue will be the December issue, which will be the end of the year, the beginning of the year type of situation. And also will be in that issue, the word of the year. That's right. It's that time again. Hopefully, if you've been working on your word of the year, I have still not come up with my word of the year. That's beside the point. I think I'm almost locked in on it. Hopefully, you've got yours together because it's so very important. If you've been following along at home, the last couple of years, let's see, it has been until, willing, undefer. I think that's it. So those are the last three, and I haven't leveled in on it. I think I'm about there. I'm still meditating on it. It'll probably hit me, I don't know, New Year's Eve when I'm hanging out with the noobs. But anyway, that's what we're working on. So I challenge everybody to have a word of the year. And it's so important to have something to center you and to anchor you throughout the day. When you start drifting off from your plan, because we're going to start the year off on fire, we're going to start the year off with all these things you want to get done, your achievement list, not your to-do list. I've stopped saying to-do list. I have an achievement list. Because every time I do something, I achieve something, and that's actually motivation. So on my achievement list, I got all these things I want to do somewhere around end of the first quarter. I'm tired. I don't got life don't jump in. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And we kind of have to remind ourselves what our word is. For me, this year was undefer. The 2023 was undefer, and it was the exact perfect word because I brought back a lot of stuff I had deferred to put away for whatever reason. It was the kids, it was life, it was whatever it was. I decided and made a conscious effort that in 2023, Mark Wiggins would undefer the speaker man. That was my main thing. And if you've been tracking, you see the speaker man has been everywhere. I've been on rooftops and day parties and all over the country doing my thing. And it's been what I've undeferred. And what I realized is a lot of things I didn't do before I could have. right? It was a choice I made. It was a choice I made to not do, for whatever it is, irrelevant. What's relevant was I decided to bring it back. So we brought it back, and it was definitely the right year. I mean, a self-care. You've never heard me talk about two vacations several weeks apart, right? I went to the beach. It was cold, didn't matter. I saw the water, got in the water. Then I went on a cruise. Went on a cruise, had a great time. Who does that? It was November. It's retail season. It's money making, money getting time. My behind was on a cruise ship. It was Thanksgiving. It is what it is. But if I'm going to underfer my self-care, and I'm going to underfer better balance and all things we talk about and what we'll be talking about at the conference, you got to start living those things. That's what it is for you. You've got to start acting like you want to be the CEO of your life and the CEO of your business, but you got to start taking care of yourself. You got to make sure you put things and people around you to get you to where you want to go. All right. So that's my kickoff thing before you get started. Again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Again, it's out there. Off the Bench with Mark Wiggins, as you see the podcast. Some brand new news, though. Brand new news. Not that one. Is actually this one. I just syndicated my podcast. Right? I've been wanting to syndicate my podcast forever. I just connected with Global Hits Radio. It is an internet radio station. I think they come out of Atlanta. One of the people who has actually been on her podcast, BJ, Snails with No Shells. I think that's her podcast. I was on her podcast. She was on mine. They started an internet radio station in Atlanta, and they did some content. She came to me. It's like, hey, we want you to put your podcast on. I was like, bet. I've been wanting to syndicate forever. So now, internet radio, you hear more about that later on. But I just wanted to share with you right now that Global Hits Radio is where also you can reach my podcast. And there'll be more to come on that. What I didn't post up here, which should be up here, is that on this Friday, King Conversations book will be dropping. My collaborative book with 30 men from all over the country, literally. Matter of fact, two of the young men in the book are actually incarcerated, or one just came out, one is incarcerated. And they want to share their message with other kings, other young kings, about how to live life. I'm excited about the project. We're going to do the ebook launch on Friday, so you'll be getting some notifications from me. Please go out and get the ebook. It's going to be under $2. Get the book, flip through it, like it, do all the stuff to make this book an ebook #1 seller on day one. The hard copy will be available in January 2024, and we're running that thing all the way out. There'll be some book signings and whatnot. It'll definitely be at the conference. The author will be there, me and probably some other people, but you can come get that book there, and I'm excited about it. So you'll be hearing from the authors in the book as well. I'll have them on the podcast and everything like that. So we will have a lot of stuff going on as it starts the year off. I told you. And what needs to be done next for you, you need to be able to ready to take those steps. Whatever it is, whatever's holding you back, you need to let it go, because now's your time. All right, enough of me. Coming to the stage is one of the youngest, baddest designer people I know. She's talented. Branding is her thing. And you know, I don't do bio, so I'm not going to start right now. What's up, Brittany? How are you?
Hey, Mark. Hey, everyone.
So, Brittany, you know I don't do bios. Tell people about you, what you want to know. We'll talk about what you're going to be talking about. Go ahead.
So I am the amazing, extraordinary, super talented, intelligent Brittany Vinay. I also happen to be a brand and website designer. I'm a brand coach. I'm a mom, and I'm super excited about speaking at the conference. When I speak, it's always everything brand building. What I do is I help creatives, forward-thinking people, super talented people build profitable and purpose-filled, purpose-driven brands by understanding the art of monetizing their talents and their skills. So I'm super excited to talk about that at the conference.
Brittany, what do you find to be the #1 challenge when you're dealing with entrepreneurs or business people when they're coming to you? What's the #1 challenge they face?
Being overwhelmed with not knowing what to do, where to go, how to be. And what that really is, it's them not being grounded in with who they want to be in this business world, and then the service or the product that they want to provide. not having a foundation, a solid foundation for that.
And how do you help them get over that or navigate that scene?
So primarily, especially with coaching, and you know what, even in design, it's helping them really all in and understand who they are, understanding what their story is, who their target audience is. And I'm really helping them get organized and paint this picture of what their brand is and who their brand is for, and ensuring that their brand is in alignment with who they are. And it's everything that encompasses that, with, like I said, the story and your brand voice and how you look. And I put it all together for them. I help them to envision it.
Well, you mentioned a very key word. You said their story. So what is your story, and how did you get to be Brittany Vinay, brand extraordinaire developer person? How'd that happen?
Yeah, so I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. In high school, I was in Student Government Association and Future Business Leaders of America. And growing up, my dad would always tell me, you need to start a business. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And so all these years passed. I found myself married, a stay-at-home mom. I needed my own money again. I needed my own independence. And I started a virtual assistant business. That virtual assistant business transformed into website design, all from one client asking me if I knew how to design websites. I didn't, but I said yes, because that's how I am, a go-getter. And when I did that one website, I absolutely loved it. And from there, my business blossomed because I went hard. I got off the bench. And ever since then, it's been about 4 years, going on 5 years, I believe. I've just been going super hard and being very intentional about everything that I do. And so now, as a single mom, I not only provide that brand and website design, but now I'm able, through my personal brand that I've built, I'm able to also speak to divorcees and single parents.
That's what's up. And that's, again, your energy does translate. Again, if you've not seen my page, you go to, where's my page? Mark Wiggins Online. Is that where I am?
MarkWigginsOnline.com.
MarkWigginsOnline.com. You will see that look and that touch. And I just updated the pictures. I'm trying to be cute out here in these streets. And you took that and made it be whatever. And I love when I work with creatives. You ask for direction. I'm like, what you think? Obviously, I don't have an insight, because I would try to go do it. So I don't know. What do you see? Is a better question. What do you see? And now what you saw was how I feel about it. So I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. It's exactly how I needed it to be. It was perfect. And I know you've been riding with me on that, and I appreciate it. And also the magazine page as well. So, do you have your word of the year? Do you have a word of the year lined up yet?
I do. My word of the year is options.
Options. Give me more.
You ready for this? Okay. So, I do a lot, especially, as a single mom. I wear a lot of hats. You'll hear my little 4 little feet walking around near me. And one of the things that is super important to me is that I have options for me and for the kids. Recently, I was just talking to someone in her podcast, and I was telling her that when I was going through my divorce, I didn't want to, well, at least after, when I knew it was going to be all said and done, I didn't want to be in a position in life where I couldn't tell myself yes, and I couldn't tell the kids yes. I always want to be able to provide a comfortable lifestyle for the both of us, for all of us. And having options allows me to do that. I want to be able to do what I want, where I want, when I want, how I want it.
So to that end, since options is your word and what you're trying to create, what will you do to position yourself to have these options, or how do you do it? Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Yeah. So, now this is something that I plan to talk about in the conference. So definitely stay tuned for this. One of the most important things that I have done within my business is diversify it. And what I mean by that is I'm not just a brand and website designer. So I do not just provide brand and website design. I just had someone today text me about some t-shirts. Like, do you still have this one t-shirt in stock? Because I also have e-commerce. I also have courses. I have many of things. I speak. So that's what I mean by diversifying it. So I'm not limiting myself. And what that does is, I was, for lack of a better term, I was raised by two parents who, really hustled. And when I started my business, I wanted to make sure that I could sell to anyone, no matter what anybody.
Right.
And I've created that for myself. And that's how I'll have those options.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. Now, Brittany, I'm excited about that, and I know you're gonna bring the energy on 622. Again, in Tyson's Corner, information to follow is going to be great. And when I ask you, you like, oh, when, where, what? I'm like, it's really always hard for me to go back and ask people to come and do something, right? Like, I'm usually the one being going, oh, I got it. But when you reach out to people and you expect the response to be yes, that's one thing. Yours was like, when, where, how, I'm there, I'm in. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And when you said Tyson, I was like, perfect.
Because you be that, you that one. That's her. So anyway, go ahead, Brittany, I'm gonna let you go, but give us all of your social, how to find you, where to follow you, all that kind of good stuff.
Yes, please find me on Instagram, Facebook at the Brittany Vinay. If you want to visit my website, if you want to see all of me personally and read all my business in my blog, you can go to my personal website at brittanyvinay.com. And if you're interested in brand and website design, you can visit berealcreativestudio.com.
Now at the conference, will you have an offer for the guests and the attendees, a special offer?
Absolutely, I will.
I just threw that out. That was a softball.
It's going to be something exclusive.
Exclusive. Did you wait a minute? Talk about before I let you go. Talk to me about your 12 days of Britain. What do you call it?
Oh, 12 days of Britness. Because for all of you that are new here to Brittanyville, I am extra. I am glitz and glam, and I'm a professional unicorn. That's what I call myself. So of course, during the Christmas season, which is my favorite season, I do 12 days of Britness every year. This year, I went super big, and I'm giving away things like free logos and gift cards and my Building a Brand shirt. And I give tips and tutorials, and I've been making announcements galore. And I do that every year, and I definitely won't stop.
I didn't win anything yet, but we'll talk about that later. All right, Britt, thank you thanks for stopping by, Britt. We will see you again. We'll probably do another pop-up. I'm sure my business strategist will have something to say about all of that. But until then, I will catch you later. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you. See you guys.
Okay, so you already can see how this is going to go, right? You see that we've got some hitters in the room, and they're going to bring the fire, because you can't just listen. You can't hang out with me and talk about getting on my stage and be boring. You just, this is not going to happen. I feel sorry for you. I really don't think you should do that. I think you should probably stay in the audience. I tell people time and time again, when you go out to speak and they bring me in and they're like, okay, Mark, we want you to come on and we want you, please, I need to go last. I need to go last. Why is that? Because you don't want to be the person that follows behind me when I go speak. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I don't brag about a whole lot of stuff I do, but this right here, this is what I do. All right, coming to the stage, one of the great men that I know, a newly minted year-old coming up, member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I was there when that man came in. I was so proud of him. He's come in and got involved in our chapter and all of the life of what we do. But besides that, this man has his own business. He does a lot of work in the community. He does a lot of stuff on boards. And again, I don't do bios. William Carter. What's up, Brother Carter?
Hey, what's up, Mark? How are you?
I am well, good brother. I'm well. Like I just said, go ahead and tell the people who you are, give us your backdrop, what you do, and what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, listen, thank you for having me, first and foremost. I'm really excited about sharing this moment with you and having an opportunity to speak into your circle. My name is William Carter. By way of background, I'm both a businessman as well as a technologist. And I found my success in my career by literally being able to put those two together and pursuing my dreams and passionate by simply engaging and being sincere and authentic in everything that I do. And what does that mean? That means when I know how to do something, I say I know how to do it. In the event that I don't, I say that I don't, and a don't not knowing how to do it is not that I will not know how to do it forever. I'll go find the answers. And so I've always lived with that mantra since I've started my career, and incrementally it's moved me throughout various positions, whether it's been management, senior management, to being chief technology officers for multiple technology firms, to chief operating officer for multiple technology firms, to eventually moving into my own world and being a founder and CEO of Advanced 360 Solutions. So that's me, and looking forward to sharing with your circle. I lost your voice.
Because I was doing something else. I said, I appreciate you sharing. I didn't know what you did. You kind of like Tommy from Martin. Nobody knows exactly what you do because you just disappear and come back. But as I got to know you over time, you got to share your business stuff. I love the fact that you get to go in and affect change. And you get to go in to help people get to their next level and elevate. What will you be talking about on 622?
Yeah, I just think about it. Use my life experiences to share the journey and ask people to really consider their journey, making it intentional in the fact that it's their journey, knowing that they have to do the work, but they also have to celebrate their own individual paths. My path is not your path. Somebody else's path may not be another person. So what is your path? Do the work to stay on your path, celebrate your path, and enjoy it. Make it all that it can be. And then I recognize that, you cannot work in isolation, nor should you. How do you become successful? It's certainly not on your own. Not many people can say that they've achieved everything that they have achieved in life on their own. And if so, you probably better check who they are and if you want to hang out with them. Because I know I would not be who I am and others would not be who they are without having a good network of people. So while you recognize your journey, celebrate your journey, tap into your network, use all of those experiences, use those insights that they give you to enhance your journey. Don't forgo your journey because they share their story. Take those experiences and incorporate them into your life, your goals, your objectives, your achievement list, only to make it better, put you in position to be successful. And while you do that, again, you have to recognize that you're still unique. While you're doing all of those things, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses, right? Again, I'm not another person A, B, or C, and nor should they try to be. Be yourself, never forgoing your passion, build your company, whatever it may be, from startup, maybe you're a mid-sized corporation, maybe you're fairly mature, whatever your degree are, whatever your status is, or wherever you are on your journey, keep your focus, keep building and evolving your strategy plan so that you can keep setting up and knocking down those goals to ultimately be successful. And then when it's all said and done, when you've hit that point of what you may consider success, and you'll define that for yourself, it's time to get back. As I've talked about the things that I've done in my past, my experiences now put me in position that I can work at a corporate level, as a corporate director. And that's overseeing and making contributions as a fiduciary to corporations, to CEOs. And I really enjoy that work. So we want to make sure that people get a good, solid perspective and then be able to utilize their experiences when they reach that level that they consider to be success, turn around and use it to become an advisory, and or B, pursue a seat as a corporate director. It's just another level of working in your position to give back, really by it's having fun, doing something that you enjoy, or being compensated. So that's what I want to share.
That's good. I love it. I love it. And you'll be talking to some founders in the room, I'm sure, business owners, and you can give them that insight. I'm asking you the same thing as Brittany, pretty much. What do you find to be like the number 1-2 challenges that founders, CEOs face as they're trying to scale, as they're trying to grow? What are some of their challenges?
Yeah, I think some mistakes happen when people wake up and they want to start a business. that is fantastic. But it's just like the news. You can't take the headline and know all the details. You have to do the work. So that's when you do the digging, you do the research, you ensure that you're getting into a viable market, something that is connected to your passion, and you continue to evolve, dig, work, and continue to work your way through a level of maturity. It's not transactional. I used the word journey at the beginning. Life is a journey. You building your corporation to whatever you want it to be is a journey. So I think that it's important that really the people wake up and continue to move and focus on this whole thing as being a journey, not a single transaction. It's fantastic when you get to first base. First base is not home. You do not get a score on the board from getting to first base. You got to keep going. You got to get to second. You got to get to third and eventually home. How do you do that? It takes work, and you got to stay involved in the game to get there. Otherwise, guess what? You're out. And nobody started this to find themselves out. So just digging in and understanding that you have to continue to do the work to ultimately get to where you want to be successful is important.
Interesting point. What are you saying to, how am I gonna phrase this? Nobody forced them to do these things as an entrepreneur, right? They had vision, they had the download, they had the source conversation, whatever. And now they've engaged in this thing, and they may not be sure of what they want to do next. They are now questioning themselves. Did I make the right choice, or did I hear the right voice? How are you, in your position that you work in and dealing with these founders, what are you trying to coach them through and to help them see in those moments?
I think it's important to know that you're sincere about this, right? Running a business, starting a business is not something that should be taken lightly. It's going to consume a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, your finance. It's going to consume a lot. And so you're going to make sacrifices. It's going to cost you something, but the whole goal is to get a return in multiple folds. But that said, you have to be sincere. You have to know that you're getting involved in something that you really want to pursue, because guess what? Life ebbs and flows, and there's going to be some good times. But don't be deceived. Those good times don't last, unfortunately, all the time. So when the bad times come, guess what? Because you have made up your mind, you convinced, you thought your way through, whether you have prayed through, or whatever you choose to do to solidify your decision, that is what will get you through the storms and allow you to continue to do the work to ultimately become successful. Listen, if this is a fleeting decision, a fast decision, not a well thought out decision, you're probably going to have some trouble. So let's just sit back, talk about it, and make sure that you are grounded and you are convinced in your mind, you are convinced in your heart, and with those around you, that you know what you're getting into, and you are going to be able to proceed and do so confidently and remain committed to staying on this journey.
That's what's up. See, you drop that knowledge. It's just so deep. What was your line name? Was it Professor? What was it? What was your name?
Climate control.
Climate control. Climate control.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo.
Always under control, so calm and smooth and mellow. Bro, I appreciate you coming on. Do you have a word of the year?
So look, I am close. Again, just like this conversation, a word of the year is something that you are going to use for the entire year. So be intentional, be well thought out. So what I'm doing on my side is I started with a list of words, and I continue to use them in different use cases to make sure that they're going to be large enough, flexible enough, dynamic enough to actually travel with me, right? I don't want to pick a word and it burns out in the first month or the first quarter of the year. So I do have a list that continues to be solidified. And I am confident that when I do settle, I'm going to have a word that inspires me, that grounds me, that challenges me, that helps drive my focus. So ultimately, when we are sitting here in December of 2024, talking, reminiscing, I will be a better person because I've used the right tools, including that word, to drive my focus and keep me on the road necessary to achieve my goals.
That's right. I love it. I love it. You're right. And it's something that sits with you all year. Like it's so much to the point that it became unconscious when I was doing it. I was do something and go, oh yeah, I need to defer that. Oh, all the stuff comes flooding back to me. Like I was going to do these things. I'm going to do it. And when I went to do something new, I just remember that I'm deferring a lifestyle. I'm deferring things that I've set off. And because I did those things, it did a lot for me personally, a lot for my own energy, a lot for my own confidence, a lot for whatever. People, oh, Mark, you're always confidence. Yeah, that's true. When you see me, when you don't see me, sometimes I have a problem with confidence, right? I'm like Dion, I'm about to get comfortable. But until you walk through those things and be transparent about it, I have no problem telling people this. It is about you becoming better, right? It's not about you, Will Carter. It's about Mark Wiggins becoming better. Everybody say better. So it's about being better. And can you get better every single day? And if I can make myself stay consistent to something and become better each and every day, there equals progress. And because it's progress and success is not one major event, it's a series of small wins along the way leading to your destination, my definition. So I appreciate you sharing that, because the word that you need to it does need to raise the hair on the back of your neck if you have hair. It should make you feel tingly. It should make you feel confident and achieved when you deliver on it.
Yeah, I'm so happy you choose. I'm so happy that you ask people, encourage people to find this word. It's for lack of a better word, it's a tool, right? And it needs to be a Swiss Army knife. It cannot, you can't get through January, February, and you need a new word. Well, did you tie that word through to the other aspects of your life? Is it flexible? Is it dynamic enough? They say that what is one of the most important things essential for focus, and that is eliminating distractions. Cut out the distractions. Bring in your focus so that you can eliminate the background noise and keep yourself moving down the path that you've elected to travel. And that word, if it's the right word, is a good tool to have in your hip pocket, because it will keep you grounded when you slide a little bit, or will bring you back home.
Absolutely. All right, Brother Carter, tell the people where they can find you, your social medias and stuff like that.
Yes. First, the name of the company, my company, Advanced 360 Solutions. We are a consultancy firm. We operate in a technology field. We do business planning, strategic planning, digital transformation. So that folks that may need those assistance, please look us up. And even if you just want to have a talk, I'm available. You can find me on LinkedIn. Obviously, that's just my name, William Carter. And on IG, you can find me at WCarter01, and I would love to connect, have continuous conversations, and always I'm available to help those in any way that I possibly can.
Bro, I appreciate you so much. Fanu.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Fanu.
Woo, man. Brothers be dropping some knowledge. Listen, I ain't gonna belabor the point. I'm about to bring the fire to the stage. I'm about to bring up my girl, your friend, number 5 on your program, but number 1 in your heart. It was Catherine Trotter. Hey, Catherine, you got mute. Uh-oh.
Hey, good evening.
What's up, sis? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Excited about 622.
Yes.
It just like, yo, what we just having a discussion. I think we were over some rooftop in DC. We started talking about 622. And you just took that and ran with it. And like, yo, just taking this whole nother level. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
So, hey, everybody, I'm Catherine Trotter. The name of my company is Strategic Collaboration Network. I am in the Baltimore, Maryland area. I'm a strategist. I help business owners take the scattered pieces of their business. Sometimes you think about a puzzle and you're putting together puzzle pieces. Sometimes that's how it is when you're trying to formulate your business. So I'm a strategist. I step into that company. I look at what's working, what's not working, and we put together a game plan for execution. My middle name is Elaine, but if I were to replace it, it would be execution, because that's what I help business owners do, is to not only just have a business plan, but to know how to execute it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was exactly what you did. I brought you my scattery all over the place in thoughts, and you were able to help me see clearly the vision that I had. It was just all over the place, and that's just what entrepreneurs got. If you're a
And that's
visionary,
what we do.
if you're a visionary, that's kind of what you have to deal with. It is your superpower and also your greatest weakness. So you have to learn how to defer to somebody else and allow you to do it, which is what we did. So talk to more about what it is that's driving Catherine to do what she does in her business. And you're going to be one of our speakers there. Obviously, have to have you on the stage and what you're going to be talking to our attendees about.
So my talking piece is on strategy and implementation. A lot of times we have great ideas, but it's all about implementation. What I find is that sometimes we sit on great ideas because we sometimes just don't know how to execute. We sometimes just don't know how to put the strategy together. So my platform on that day is all around strategic planning and organizational development. With a caveat, I have a lot of individuals that have often come to me since 2007 and they want to get their 501c3 tax exempt status. I have been helping many clients process those applications. So for those that might be watching now, watching later, and like, I really don't know what to do in that world, or I already have my 501c3, but I don't know how to get the funding. I don't know how to do my annual report. So it's going to be strategic planning and organizational development, but it is going to have a slither specifically about 501c3 nonprofit organizations. Not only how you get the 501c3, how do you maintain it, and how do you grow the organization? And so I'm just excited about 622 because when we were talking and looking at the base of your organization, it's talking about Xtreme. So why not call the organization for the conference? Why not call it Xtreme? So when I think about Xtreme and I think about this conference, I think about how we're all going to walk away with our minds elevated and our minds expanded with the interaction that's going to take place from people that's going to be there in person, but also it's a hybrid experience. So it's going to be people that's going to be tuning in virtually, just like how we're doing right now. So I believe one of the things that we're going to walk away, not only from my presentation, but from all of the other speakers that's going to be there that day, we're going to walk away with the knowledge on how to execute. It's not just to come to a conference to get hyped, but it's to walk away with the knowledge on how to execute.
Oh, absolutely. Y'all see her? You see her shift gears? Y'all see that? That's how she get down. She was talking all slow and everything. Wah! I ain't fooling with you, Catherine. But yeah, it's that is the goal, right? The goal is to have people come and say, I need some help.
Yeah.
And I'm here for the knowledge, I'm here for the gain. And the people we do have coming are going to contribute something to your toolbox. I know they're going to contribute something to my toolbox. I'll be in the back taking notes because you can't ever stop learning. You have to continue to grow and move and shake. And if you get to a spot where you think you got it all, then you will find yourself on the bench because someone's working harder than you coming for you, right? That's how this works. So that's the piece of that one.
We're getting off the bench.
Off the bench. We got to get staying off the bench. Right, in 2024, and I met so many great people through your network. And again, I appreciate you opening the door for me to bring my talents to Baltimore and just share, because there's some great people out there, and I see what probably someone saw at me when I walked in one of those events early on, like a dream, like a thought, like what's next steps. And we've done it so many times, and me, Will, we've done so many times, we kind of forget that there are people out there who are on step 0. It's a thought. I need to get step 1. And step 1 is to get to this conference, right? You come to this conference, get in front of the right people and listen to the strategies. What is it? Tell me exactly again. I know you gave a nice elevator pitch on taking my scattery thoughts and putting them into a perfect picture, but what really will it benefit me to have a strategist for? Why will it benefit me?
The reason why I think a strategist benefits anybody is because it does take those concepts and it turns it into actual thought. It turns it into reality. A lot of times when people come to me, they have great ideas. And that's why I say that, because there's a lot of people that have great ideas, but they're just ideas. They're not in action mode. So literally what I do, so let me use this as an analogy. Football, right? You got the coach, you got the players on the team. The coach is constantly pouring into that team so they can hit the, you got to help me out. I don't want to mess nothing wrong with the football. So they can hit the what? What are they trying to hit?
Hit the play, hit the
play. The bottom line is when a person steps into your world, that's a strategist. and you have these ideas, but they're just sitting there. I was talking to someone today and they said, I've had all these ideas for years and they're just ideas. How do I get it out of idea mode into action mode? That is what I do. I am a coach in business. I'm a hands-on coach. I was talking to someone the other day. I'm not the one we're going to just get on a Zoom session and we're just talking. It's, it's what's next, what's next, what's next. And sometimes it may be abbreviated. We have our calls on Tuesday. Sometimes it may not be an hour call, but whatever it is, it's like, what's next? Because it makes no point to say we're going to start a business and we're not thinking about what's next. If you look at any business person that have gone from nothing, they may have not come from money. They may not even be from the inner circle. But the reason why they were able to get to the next level is because they was extreme about what they wanted for their life, right? And so a strategist helped that person get from 0 to 100. And they help give them the baby steps on how to get there. I think that's the missing ingredient. So if we're talking about what is the purpose of a strategist, the strategist gives you the steps on how do you get from 0 and how do you get to 100, right? They give you the steps on how you are to walk it out. Okay. And sometimes, just like you said, when someone's just walking into a room, it's common for you, I, or anyone else. But if someone's first time, they're getting integrated into that process. Same thing when you're starting a business. A person may not know what they don't know. The strategist's job is to help demystify the whole nuance of building a business, right? Now, every strategist may have their own different flavor and how they do it. Personally, myself, I'm hands-on. I like to walk with my clients for 4 to 6 weeks in terms of what they're doing. Some I work with for a year. Every strategist is different, but I know the fundamental foundation is that we're supposed to teach that client the steps on how they are to execute, not that we are to do it all for them, because we're not going to be with them forever. That is the testament of any true strategist, is after I'm done with you, can you still stand on your own 2 feet with your business?
Absolutely. And that's 100% true. Those weekly calls, put the accountability up. I say, oh Lord, if I don't get this done, I don't want to look Catherine in her face and I have done or executed what she told me to go do. So those calls were always a little rough. At the beginning, like, okay, everybody's like, it wasn't the first 5-6 calls. It was the last 15 calls that were challenging, right? As we start to move down I'm gonna have you here. I'm gonna have you here. I told someone I feel like I'm working the streets out here with Catherine. She just tell me where to show up, not show up, and I go do my thing, and we build and build, and it went from a couple people, some other people, just the doing it of it all. And I think that was like the greatest lesson and reminder. It wasn't about who showed up, how many people showed up. It was about who showed up and the execution of doing such, how it presented online. All of a sudden, marketers everywhere. Like, dang. You where? I don't know where I was at. I'd have been rooftops I didn't know existed. They're on my list to go back to. And then we get all the way to the end at the PNC joint in Pablo, who then PNC was our sponsor that time.
Yeah.
It was like, what, 50 some odd people in the room?
Right.
It's crazy. Up on PNC's downtown office, up there. Some of the people had never seen those kind of buildings before from the inside.
Right.
And they all had dreams and aspirations. And I was blessed to be able to speak and do what I do. And when I got done, people were coming to me and saying, man, I'm motivated by what I'm going to do. Good for you, bro. That's why I came. I came just for you. So I appreciate that, because that's the whole setup was to get to this conference in June to get back out here. I know I'm sure in the spring we got other stuff to do and show up. And now we're getting closer to the date, it's going to get more intense. It's more intentional, as Mr. Collins said. And that's good, because I want this event to be successful and people to come in and walk out and go, I'm glad I invested in this. I'm glad I invested in me. I'm glad I'm going to get off my bench and go and do what I need to do, because that's what this whole conference is about. So,
well, we're definitely very intentional. No one's going to walk away feeling that they didn't get their value. And I think even in the planning and the formation of it, you were very strategic in terms of some of the speakers that you are going to have on 622. And everybody that's a part of this oasis, I call it an oasis, and an experience, from the speakers to those that's going to be working in tech support, to those that's going to be working behind the scenes. Every single person that's a part of this project, right? We're very intentional. And because we have that intentionality of 622, everyone's going to walk away with increased value, right? Increased value, increased knowledge, but also they would have also been able to bridge the gap with other business owners in 10 different markets. Right? 622 isn't just only about the DMV market, right? You highlighted some areas where we're going to have Nashville in the house. We're going to have Michigan in the house, South Carolina, Georgia, PA. And for those that's not going to physically be there, guess what? Anybody watching now, you can't physically come. It's a hybrid experience. So you can also tune into that whole, everything that's going down virtually. So when we talk about 622, it's one day, it's one moment, it's one time that you cannot miss. Extreme is talking about we're going to the next level. And so everybody's going to walk away. I know sometimes people say, I've gone to conferences and I felt it was a waste, or I felt I just get hyped up, but it was nothing I can really walk away with. Not on 622, not with Mr. Mark Wiggins, not with the previous speakers that you heard at the top of this stream, and not with the other ones that's going to be there. Everyone's going to walk away with value.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Kath, I'm going to wrap this down. Give everybody your social, they can find you and connect with you.
Absolutely. But we also got to plug the Eventbrite where people can buy tickets, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So you want to go to extremebizconference.eventbrite.com. That's extremebizconference.eventbrite.com. On Friday, January 26th, we're going to be at Seasons 52. Anybody that want to partner with this conference, we're going to be at Seasons 52 in Tyson Quarter, Friday, January 26th at 6:30 p.m. We also have something called the Reset at the Ritz-Carlton, and something that we're doing the whole month of January, starting now through January. For those that buy their tickets, one person will be selected to be a part of the Reset at the Ritz-Carlton. That's going down on February 18th. Go to my website and you can get to all of my other links. And it's simply, my name is on the screen. It's KatherineTrotter.com. Don't add the E to the website. It's just KatherineTrotter.com.
And there you have it. And Catherine, do you have your word for the year?
Expansion.
Okay, talk about it.
Well, actually, I was just in the studio about a week ago, and I recorded a piece that's going to be released on January 1st. And a lot of what I talk about, and it's a motivational piece that I recorded, and it talks about expanding, going beyond the borders, mentally as well, going beyond where you are mentally, going beyond where you are in the business, financially, right? Expansion in every area of your life. And I think sometimes business owners, we may only look at one aspect, but I'm talking about from a holistic perspective, from personal to business to family to community, and your mindset, expanding in every area of your life.
And there you have it. All right, Catherine, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, there you have it. As we wrap this down, we got two more speakers that weren't able to get on tonight. We're going to have them on at a later point so you can get to know, like, and trust my speakers and get you registered for this conference. Definitely go to the Eventbrite page, and we'll have that posted up as well to get your ticket now. Whoa! Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait one moment. You know what? Hold on. Will.
Yeah.
Hey, Will.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm ready for Nate. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to buckle up.
Okay.
We have to buckle up for the new because he's off.
There we go.
Nate, are you off mute?
I am off mute, sir.
Don't be trying to be all mellow. I'm off mute. Whatever, man. What's up, Nate?
Good evening, leaders. What's happening?
What's up, Brother Carter? This is B. Nathaniel Bruce Smith,
Yes.
Carter member, Dudleysburg Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Yo, it's a pleasure.
Nice.
Your name and your reputation precedes you, so it is a pleasure. It really is.
All right, Neo, get off my page. So, Neo, get off my page. No,
That's how we do.
Nate, I'm so glad you pulled in. I was like, you gotta patch back in, bro. You cannot not be here for this first runoff.
Yeah, I was here for the whole thing, but when you muted me, it wouldn't let me come back in.
Oh,
so I had to pull off the side of the road since I'm traveling, pull over to the side of a supermarket, and just wait until the opportunity presented itself.
All right, Keno, you know I don't do bios. Go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Yo, I am the keynote. Why? Because I shut it down, and when you're done, and when you leave my presence, you are inspired with what's already inside of you. I am Nate Smith. I'm honored to be here to meet you all and to share. I'm an author 4 times. I'm working on the 5th book now. I am a keynote speaker, and I train and coach executive leaders, CEOs, executives, and entrepreneurs to move to their next level of greatness. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you. Mark, the speaker man. I appreciate you, sir.
Dude, actually, you're off a book. You know that you are in King conversation, so you forgot
And
King.
so yeah, so let's say 5 books now. Then okay, yeah,
Exactly.
I am corrected. I received that.
Yeah. Sorry, Nate. So what will you be talking to the attendees about? I already know, but go ahead and tell people what you're talking about.
So I'm an inspirational executive coach. And with that, with my business, Boss Leadership Institute, we train leaders to be greater than what they currently are. So my topic for the conference is I dare you. That's it. That's the topic. I dare you to remove the limitations. I dare you to comprehend the composition of your creative genius and be able to coagulate all of the greatness in you to impact and permeate the world so that when you walk away from them, your influence is a deposit that becomes a multiplicity effect. It then begins to affect other people all around you so that you become contagious. And in becoming contagious, now you're a virus. So your name, your leadership, your skill set, everything spreads to impact the nation. That's what it's
See,
about. I dare
and
you. I dare you to remove all of the limitations.
I dare you not to come to this conference without thesaurus, because one thing Nate is going, he's walking SAT. I was like, dear God. When I first met Nate, I said, what are you saying? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Yes.
your Boss Institute, Boss Leadership Institute was amazing. We were running it a few years ago. You did a couple conferences here. We did one
Yes.
down in Tampa,
Florida.
Florida.
It was in
And
Miami.
yeah, that was a
Right.
great one. I still have the footage on that one, and just the whole concept about it. Explain what Boss is again.
BOSS is an acronym for balanced, original, sane, and self-sufficient leaders. We want you to be a boss, balanced, original, sane, and self-sufficient.
Absolutely, and that's what we were talking about and things like that. So when you're talking to and working with executives, Nate, what are you finding? I'm asking the same question. What are you finding to be some of their two biggest issues?
I'll do a one issue personally and one issue professionally. One of their personal issues is they have no one to really talk to and be authentic with because they play so many roles that they have to perform on a daily basis. It's hard for them to be authentic. They can't just be themselves. That's the issue for a lot of executives and CEOs. They have nobody where they can just be themselves with because so many people want something from them. Sometimes they need to be poured into and not just always giving. So professionally, they can't just be themselves. They have a hard time finding somebody to just be authentic with. Personally, a lot of leaders are depressed. They are absolutely drained and overcompensating. And one of the things I do with leaders is I teach them step back, go on vacation, buy an expensive item that's yours, create something that only you want to do, even if you don't sell it or market it. Why? Because as leaders, we've got to be able to find peace in what we do. The purpose is going to help you find peace. But if you don't know the purpose, it'll be perverted. So don't pervert your gift. Find the purpose in your gift, and it will give you peace.
Oh, that's dope. He's so deep with your stuff. I love it. I'm glad you're going to be there to talk to these
Yes.
founders and entrepreneurs, because you got to, we as motivators and inspirers, we know sometimes you got to go deep dig and get down in there to get them motivated, emotionally to reconnect with their purpose. So they've actually been disconnected and the vision is blurred and all the muck and the mire. You've got to help them sort that stuff out by connecting to their why or reminding them what their why was, and then drawing them to the next level. And that's kind of what you do when you talk, when it's definitely with your boss leadership stuff and getting people in. When you are dealing with entrepreneurs and stuff and you're moving along with them, how do you know when they're making progress? How can you tell?
So, as part of the Boss Leadership Institute coaching piece, there is a 30, 60, 90-day assessment. And one of my books that I've written called Nate's Notions You Matter. It's only for executives and CEOs and entrepreneurs. It is not for a new person who just wants to follow somebody. It's not for any of that. It's strictly for those individuals who are executives, CEOs, leaders in the industry. And that 30, 60, 90 day, have them do a personal assessment.
Mhm.
Who am I today on day one? But in 30 days, who am I now? And in that 30 days, you've been challenged, you've been provoked, you've been corrected, you've been humbled, but you've also been exalted. You've also been appreciated. You've also been encouraged. You've also been stoked. So that leaders don't lose their fire, periodically they have to be stoked. They got to be pushed. Just like we would if we were at a campfire. You stoke the fire to stir up the heat. And as you do that, you see the embers. The embers are the flames that flick from the stoking and they go up. Here's the irony of stoking a fire. Embers are taken by the wind and they blow everywhere. Embers can create more fires. So I stoke leaders to stir up the fire that's in them so that their embers, their influence, their power, their gift can manifest, and then it can emanate into other people's lives and stoke them. So that's the amazing part of working with leaders. You get to find out the growth and you get to see it right before your eyes.
See what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. Dude, it's been too long, man. It's been too long since we've been on the stage. I'll tell you what, it's been way too long. I'm excited about you. And again, it wasn't when the answer was when. That's all you needed to know. And I appreciate that. I think the attendees, whether they be in presence or online, are going to benefit from your knowledge and insight. Again, June 22nd, 2024, here in Tyson's Corner, Virginia, the DC area is going to go down. I'm excited about it. We're going to hear more from speakers. We're going to hear more from me on this topic. Again, there's so much going on. So Nate, what else you got coming up this year? You said are you writing another book? What are you working on?
So I'm writing another book. I have taken my first book and turned it into a play. So I'm going to do a production in 2024 and help some thespians and some of these new and upcoming actors get a platform that will propel them into destiny early so that they're not working as hard as some of us did. Creating that way for them and paving that way for them is going to help them move forward. So that's the case. I have another Boss Leadership Conference coming up at the end of 2024. We're going to get to 622 with yours and have a phenomenal conference with yours. And then we'll move to mine and have a phenomenal conference with mine. So I'm absolutely excited about what's happening as we leaders change the world.
Absolutely. All right, Big Nate, tell everybody where they can follow you and track with you, and we can wrap this thing down tonight.
Absolutely. Well, my name is B. Nathaniel Smith. It's the same thing on Instagram. It's the same thing on LinkedIn. It is the same thing on Facebook. So you cannot get confused. It's very simple. It's just the name. And I look forward to what is happening here with this. There is a energy that is contagious. Anyone or anything that's contagious spreads a virus. What if, as leaders who are listening to this, what if your followers who are listening to this, what if my followers who are listening to this, what if our followers become contagious because of how we spread greatness to them and they become a virus and then everybody around them gets infected with greatness? The power of greatness is that it can be multiplied. So let's, from your platform, from what you've done tonight, it's not just you pulling a culmination of courageous communicators together. That's not what this is. What this really is you pulling greatness together to instill greatness in others and affect the nation. So we're going to have an affect, A-F-F-E-C-T, and an infect, I-N-F-E-C-T. So what you're doing is contagious. So let's let the virus of greatness spread and transform the world. I'm honored. I'm proud of you. I support you. I will invest in you. This is going to be something unlike any other leadership conference that people have attended because what you're doing is creating something where there's a synergy of greatness. And that is powerful by itself. That is powerful by itself.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Now, do you have a word of the year together yet?
Oh, absolutely. My word of the year is limitless.
Limitless.
Nothing will confine you. Nothing will deter you. Nothing can subtract from your greatness. Nothing can derail you. You are absolutely limitless. And as soon as you see, understand, comprehend that you are limitless, your ideology of where you can go will transform this whole world. It'll catapult you even to outer space. Why? Because when you're limitless, nothing can distract from what you're doing. So, leaders, I appreciate you guys.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. And Nate is also in the King Conversation book again, which launches this week on the ebook. Listen, his chapter is amazing. Then we talked about this before. We definitely big on confirmation, right? So when I started the book project, the Heart Project, because it really was not something I wanted to do, it was giving me to do. We can put this project together. I didn't charge the authors to be in it. You and I have been in book projects, $400, $500, $600. It was no charge to be in this book because I wanted the kings to come on and share their heart, the messages to other kings and to young kings in particular. And you are in this project. Like I said, there's 28 other men in this project. And I saw the book. I didn't give much instruction. I didn't give any what kind of category. I don't particularly care. I've never been like that. I don't like to be categorized or put into a bucket. I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my stuff. So you telling me to do what I need to do, and I'm gonna do it. And doggone it, it's gonna line up. And this book has lined flat up. It's amazing. The stories are all woven together. Marisa did a great job of laying it in there. I promise you, it was already there when the authors turned the book in. We got Noops in here. I got Alphas and Qs. I said we're going to do a D9 picture and put everybody up here together and do some Greek unity for all these black men and send it out to our independent groups so they can see all of us working together. I'm excited about King Conversations. And you know, this started with Marcellus, right?
Yes, it started with your son.
Started Marcellus. So I'm bringing my young king out here, and you get your young king out here, little Harvey.
Yeah,
your nephew.
My son will be there.
Yeah, you better be there. I got something for him when next time I see him. Anyway,
so
I will
before you break, if you don't mind, I would like to challenge all of the leaders who are part of the book, all of those who are contributors, who are helping to produce it. I would like to challenge them. I am going to bring $500 as a contribution towards offering a scholarship to young entrepreneurs who want to come up. I challenge all of the leaders who are part of the book, those who are listening to the call, to Cash App you, Zelle you, send you, or bring with them $500. And we be able to document that $500, my $500 plus other $500, and we give that to you, and you be able to use that to give scholarships or opportunities to other leaders who are up and coming. That is my challenge for the leaders who are part of this. I will already give my 500.
There it is. There's the decree. That's what kings do, right? There's some king stuff.
That's what kings do.
That's what kings do. And I appreciate you, bro. You've always been there, support. Much love. And I will see you soon. Yo.
You matter.
All right, there you have it. I'm glad he came on because, as you can see, I told you I don't play around with my speakers. They all bring the fire. I can do this all night. I got friends. Matter of fact, during pandemic, I'll tell you a quick story. During pandemic, I felt like, it was people were looking for a word. They were looking for something positive. I felt like they were looking at Mark. Like, Mark, what you gonna say? You always got something to say. Mark ain't had nothing to say. Mark was out of words. Mark was just as stunned as the rest of the world. Mark was just as confused as the rest of the world. But unfortunately for many, my higher power source would not allow me to sit by and do nothing. I couldn't speak right away. And a lot of people don't know this. I couldn't speak right away. I didn't know what to say. So what did I do? I sent out a call. I was like, hey, I need some speakers. I want to do something every day. I had about 40 speakers come on. We were going every night for 2 weeks. People just come on and start talking. Each night, I got my voice back. I got a little stronger and more confident in wanted to say. They were pouring into me as well. And by the end of that thing, I was able to go full bore and put it out here because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to continue to put this word out here. And if you're a leader, you're a speaker, you're a motivator, it is your calling. It is what you've been designed to do. So as I continue to stay off the bench, I continue to challenge those who are around me to stay off the bench as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this down. It went about 4 minutes and 15 seconds longer than I was supposed to. And we're going to wrap this down. And before I go, as always, number one, make sure you look out for Friday. Make my ebook, King's Conversation, #1 bestseller on Amazon. Make sure you got your copy. And again, you'll be able to, later in 2024, be able to donate to the foundation, the Extreme Effort, the MTXE Foundation, coming back online, MTXE Foundation, to make donations so I can give this book, watch me work, I can give this book away to young kings all over the place. I want to be able to give them to walk into a youth group and say, here's 30 men. Here's 30 men. Read this, be motivated. God bless you. I will do that. But the foundation's coming back up, so be ready. You can also contribute. Definitely, women, you need to get this book as well for you to read and for the kings that are in your life. But 622 is coming, and I'm excited. Now, that being said, as always, if you can reach your dreams with a step ladder, then they're probably too low. I'm out.